it's 1444 again, or maybe for the first time. Who knows? Either way, I want to give a big shout out thank you to our member of the community, Faded, who came up with this save. If you'd like to play the save for yourself, go to this Reddit link in the description and you can download the save file and play EU4 and CK3. What's happened in this map? A lot of surprises. I saw things that I thought would normally happen didn't go the way they would. Obviously, the HRE being a split realm made it so that it never really got off the floor. There was never obviously a holy war of Reformation war of Protestants versus Catholics and all that stuff. We also saw the fall of the Byzantine Empire as well as the Ottoman Empire. We never really saw the Mamluks or anybody else get off the ground like that, except for, of course, we have the Akhabid, a Kakar empire, which I just don't understand what happened to them, but they just started cooking and just getting bigger and bigger and taking over more and more lands. Probably the most powerful empire on this map right now, especially with probably due to development and other things that are giving them such bonuses and stuff like that. But that's getting ahead of ourselves. So let's look at our normal map modes of faith. We don't have as many of the faiths as we normally do. Lollard heretics or Protestants or Anglicans or any of the random faiths that happen in the course of the game. Obviously, we are in 1444, but it's been 577 years. EU4, normally you would see a lot more different varieties of faith. But as usual, Catholicism's top. Orthodox, surprisingly, has been almost sent out east to Muscovites, and then I think Novgorod's still somehow kicking about. Seem to never really get that going. Obviously, just because this game is a totally different game and wouldn't normally have those things occur, just because they don't have those bonuses and those other things that would normally make it come to fruition. So let's talk about culture. We see some interesting ones happen. I see some combinations of Maghreb and Portuguese. English happened. I felt like at one point we saw a Welsh takeover of England for a hot second. Seems pretty standard. A lot of normal culture around the places. Obviously, we did see some Russian-Lithuanian mixtures, some Greco-Uggs mixtures. Egyptian's pretty standard. Nothing too crazy to call out, I would say. So let's move on to our kingdom map mode, which will seem a little more unsettling. Interestingly enough, we never saw United Spain. Even though they had the opportunity to do it, I think just weren't able to pull the trigger just because of how their primogenitor wasn't in vogue just yet. We also saw Andalusia came into power too. Would have been nice to see them unite. Also, without the riches of the New World, we didn't see as much of a powerful France or even an existing France. It feels like France got. How did you get this way? Bavaria being big, Bohemia being big, Germany being formed and using their rightful color from EU4 was interesting to see expand and then explode. Milan did some work, but Crete, the Empire of Crete, was the biggest surprise. I just don't understand how did you start as Crete and then inherit a bunch of other lands? Like, how did, let's say, Egypt come to your lands? It looks like it installed by faction, inherited it, and then destroyed, and then they slowly conquered it over time, and then it became a part of the empire, the Crete Empire, which is absolutely insane, which I would almost say would be the most insane until you look at the Akhabid Empire. Let's keep looking at the map modes. Obviously, the Ottomans have almost been pushed completely out of their normal lands. Polish, Lithuania, that would have been fun if somebody had been able to form that. Russia didn't get really formed, like I said. Golden Horde, no. Timurids fell apart. Mughals, I don't think the Mughals ever got formed. No. They got formed or created, but nothing more. Government types. Any republics? We got a couple. Republic of Tuscany, Venetia didn't stay a republic. There's just some small republics here and there in the Crete Empire. A couple theocracies. Actually, Germany is a theocracy, and they're just raking in the cash. Starting to see that happen a lot more, where the AI just has tons of cash and doesn't really use it. Maybe it's just due to the fact that they have like already built out everything in their capital, or yeah, and are not sure what to do with it at this point. They have so much development, got so much cash, they don't know what to do with it. This is the end game where you have how much money is that? 100k, pretty much, almost 150k, and they're just not using any of it because they've, one, built out their army, two, all their lands are fully upgraded. At that point, you just kind of start investing in your vassals' territories, unless they've already got their stuff put together. How much money is he making? 1,500 gold. And what is that breakdown probably happening from? He doesn't even have the highest crown authority. That's insane. Breakdown is his own domain is giving him 164, but then is from his vassals. They're all giving him significant amounts of gold. And they absolutely love him. What did we learn from this little time lapse? It's fun when you have EU4 in CK3. I think that was a little change. We didn't see, obviously, the normal things that we would normally see happen in EU4, where the Muscovites take over the lands and become Russia. We didn't see the Ottoman Empire expand. They did take over Hungary for a split second, but they usually expand down here and take all of these areas. We didn't see a united Spain, who then went on to the New World to colonize. We didn't see a united England to do the same. France was just an absolute mess, which you love to see. And the HRE never really got off or formed. But the German Empire is a theocratic one. So, all in all, pretty fun times. Goofy as always. Maybe it's time to revisit some EU4 gameplay in the future. But for now, that's all I have for you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And as always, have a good rest of your day. Ciao.